Hello, my peers. I want to begin today with a thought experiment, something that I think will lend a little bit of insight into the nature of politics, particularly as they exist in social media at this time and place. Due to the nature of social media, this will probably be out of date very quickly, or very possibly, or maybe not. Who knows? Let's begin with self-driving cars. Now, many people believe, including myself, that self-driving cars are the future. They can be better than people in every way, shape, and form. They don't need to sleep, they don't drink, they don't have any vices, they don't get distracted by texting while driving. They can simply perform their function, and potentially this could cause much less deaths in traffic accidents. This could cause less traffic accidents in general. This would be beneficial to businesses, to people, in every way, shape, and form. And that's not even going into self-driving automation that isn't cars, such as pallet jacks and such. But here's the thing. I think that it's going to be a rocky start, and not because it won't be better, it will, but because self-driving automation is a singular topic. That's it. So, let's say years and years down the line, we have these self-driving cars. It's going better. There are no deaths. It's incredible. It's amazing. There are no deaths by automation. And I believe currently driving deaths are 1/3 of the total in a year in America. So that would be huge, just absolutely massive to help prevent death. But let's say that there's a software patch, as there often is. And this software patch has a small, tiny, almost insignificant glitch. And throughout the world, 6 people die. 6. Now, 6 people is miles and miles, infinitely smaller than what we currently have now. But that doesn't matter to them in the future. That doesn't matter in 5, 10, 30 years down the line. These 6 deaths are new and different and strange and scary. And what are we going to do about this scary self-driving automation that we all rely on but is now killing us? See what I mean? Now that it's something singular, now that it's something that can be attacked as something by itself, people can rally around it politically. We see this already with vaccines, for instance. Vaccines you can be against because it's just one thing. It's not, oh, well, we're against this vaccine, but not this vaccine, you know? And we actually see the opposite effect when talking about Oxycontin, because Oxycontin is this very addictive medicative drug, but there are so many that are similar to it, and they change Oxycontin periodically to make it not Oxycontin when it is. And this confusion actually helps Oxycontin to continue to exist, even with all of the dangers, even with all of the terrible things it's done. Even with the vastly better alternatives for many people, such as marijuana. If it's just one thing that is small, it is easy to attack politically. If it is complex, it's hard to defend. It is hard to attack. It makes it difficult all the way around. So I wanted to discuss that. Because I think it's a little insight into our politics, and even in the NRA, they only have one thing to support, and that's the word no. And no gun legislation, no to any sort of gun control or even surveying of guns. They just need the word no. It's simple. It's easy. They can comprehend it. And I think this actually goes a bit farther than politics. There is a man, I don't even remember his name, but I hate his guts, who says that social media is killing us, that social media is the root of all evil, or like iPhones are the root of all evil. And he's a fairly young guy, which is the only reason that he stands out at all amongst the litany of white guys like me, is that he's a young guy who is espousing these very 40-year-old and 50-year-old talking points that we've heard time and time again and are tired and are baseless, honestly. But because what he says is so simple, you kind of want to believe it. It's seductive. It's like poetry. When something sounds beautiful, it just retains this truth to it, even if it's completely wrong. And I've experienced this myself in my work when I have actually posted stuff to the channel. I've noticed sometimes that what I say is a bit nonsense, and I'm trying to get better at that. I really am. But particularly my early works, I've noticed some of my music. It's like, what do those lyrics even mean? And they mean nothing, but people absolutely love them because it sounds poetic. It sounds nice. It sounds simple. It's beautiful. And it's the aesthetics of the words. It's the aesthetics of an idea that sell it. Now, as far as social media, to go off on a bit of a tangent, I'm actually quitting social media for a month, and for what it's worth, for me, it's been a huge improvement in my mental state. But that does not mean that it's for everyone. A lot of people use social media for good. A lot of people have social media as an outlet for a lot of stuff. They view it as ways of doing good, of rallying for good causes. And I think that's excellent. I don't see any wrong in that. But for me, I was noticing that it wasn't making me happy. And there's a couple reasons for that. When I posted something, I would be obsessed on how many likes it got. Luckily, I've never felt that way about YouTube. YouTube has just been content that I post, and if people like it, great. If they don't, that's okay too. And I've never been concerned, and that goes with my music. That goes with any content that we put on here, sketches, short films, anything like that, gaming let's plays, and yeah, but with Facebook, with Instagram, with that kind of stuff, I noticed for one, I would be brainlessly scrolling just way too much and not enjoying my time there, and as well as feeding on that insecurity that I have. But again, unless you identify with those insecurities, then that's not about you, you know? Like, if you're happy on social media, if you're just enjoying yourself, or if you're just defending what you think is right on social media, then it's not harmful to your mental state, as it is with me. So while I could say, because I had a hard time with social media, it's wrong, it's bad, it's evil, everyone be against it. And so many people can rally behind that because social media is just one thing in that framework, despite that it being Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all these other things. But if you compact it, if you make it small, if you make it simple, then people can rally for or against it extremely well. So yeah, or particularly in negative campaigns, this works best. But I wanted to talk a little bit about that, and I think for a lot of my friends that argue online, I think that'll offer a little insight into the kind of things that you're dealing with. Because a lot of the times, me and my friends will, when we discuss, when we debate, we will offer information, we'll offer sources, but these sources are complex, they aren't simple. And so even if they might be true, it almost doesn't matter to the discussion because they already have something that's simple, that's so easily tangible that they don't have to think hard about. And that sounds like a diss, but it isn't, because we work so hard, 20, 40, 60 hours a week, and at the end of the day, I think none of us want to go through this extra strain that research can take on us. We just want to know and be right, and we don't want to think about it because that's tiring, and life is already so goddamn tiring. So that's my thoughts on the power of a simple idea. And this goes for everything from poetry to music, and especially in politics. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to debate me. I'll listen. All right. Love you guys very much. Bye.